Have you ever noticed how, during the World Cup, the entire world seems obsessed with soccer? But there's always a group of people who just don't care at all? They're not watching the games, not checking scores, not even pretending to be interested. And while everyone is celebrating, they're completely disconnected from the hype. At first, it might seem strange. Why wouldn't someone care about something so globally exciting? But psychology suggests something deeper is happening here. Because indifference is rarely random, it usually has a reason behind it. So today, we're diving into the psychology of people who don't care about the World Cup. And by the end, you might understand them in a completely different way. Let's start with the first reason most people overlook. Not everyone feels connected to collective identity. For many fans, the World Cup is about belonging. It's about cheering for a country, a flag, a shared emotion. But some people simply don't attach their identity to groups. They think more individually than collectively. So when the world says, "We're all in this together," their mind responds with, "I'm not." And that doesn't make them cold. It just means their sense of identity works differently. Now here's the second reason. They don't get emotional reward from sports. For fans, watching a match triggers excitement, tension, adrenaline. It's an emotional roller coaster that feels addictive. But for others, it's just people chasing a ball. There's no emotional hook, no dopamine spike. And without that reward, the entire experience feels empty. So they naturally disengage. Third, some people resist mass trends on purpose. This is a psychological trait known as reactance. When something becomes extremely popular, they feel an unconscious urge to step away from it. Not because they hate it, but because they value independence in their choices. So when everyone is watching the World Cup, they go in the opposite direction. It's their way of maintaining control over their identity, even if they don't realize it consciously. Now let's talk about attention. Some people simply prioritize different things. While others are watching matches for hours, they're focused on work, hobbies, or personal goals. To them, time is too valuable to spend on something that doesn't directly contribute to their life. It's not that they think soccer is bad, it just doesn't make their priority list. Fifth, there's a personality factor involved. Introverted thinkers often disconnect from large-scale excitement. Big events like the World Cup are loud, social, and emotional. And not everyone enjoys that kind of energy. Some people prefer calm, controlled environments. So naturally, they avoid the chaos. And here's something even deeper. Some people associate sports with past negative experiences. Maybe they felt excluded growing up. Maybe they were never good at it. Or maybe they were surrounded by toxic competitiveness. So over time, they disconnected completely. What looks like indifference today might actually be emotional distance built years ago. Now let's talk about social pressure. Because during the World Cup, it's everywhere. People expect you to care. They expect you to watch, react, celebrate. But some individuals resist that pressure entirely. They don't like being told what to enjoy. So instead of forcing interest, they choose authenticity, even if it makes them stand out. And that's where things get interesting, because not caring can actually be a form of confidence. It means they're comfortable being different, even when everyone around them is doing the opposite. But here's the part nobody talks about. Sometimes, indifference is misunderstood. People assume they're boring, or that they're missing out on something special. But from their perspective, they're not missing anything at all. Because value is subjective. What excites one person means nothing to another. And that's completely normal. Human psychology isn't designed to be identical. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever pretended to care about something just to fit in? Watching a game, reacting, cheering, even though you felt nothing inside? That's the opposite of these people. They don't fake interest. They choose honesty over belonging, and that comes with its own psychological strength. So, in a world that celebrates hype and shared excitement, they represent something different. Clarity, independence, emotional honesty. And maybe that's why they stand out so much. Because they don't follow the crowd, they observe it. Now, here's your challenge. Be honest with yourself for a second. Do you genuinely enjoy the World Cup? Or do you enjoy the feeling of being part of it? There's no right or wrong answer. Just awareness. Because once you understand your behavior, you start understanding your mind. And that's where real growth begins. If this video made you see things differently, make sure to subscribe for more psychology insights. And tell me in the comments, are you all in on the World Cup or completely uninterested?